Alright, well, I think we should be up now. Yeah, should come up almost immediately. Yeah, there it is. Sweet. Okay, well, I guess we'll... Oh, wait, it's that. Guess we'll wait a little bit until we can get going. Probably gonna wait maybe another minute, maybe two, I guess. Who's just joined? We got 16 now. DS Grafner. You may notice a little bit of things different on that screen. I'll get onto why in just a bit. But yeah, like I said, for now we're just waiting for the drivers to show up or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you may. Yeah, judging by the title and judging by, well, I'll talk a bit. On what you see on the screen saying equal performance up, yeah, it's a realistic league. And, yeah, we also got full quality. Yay. Oh, who's this that's just joined? Dude, we're 2 minutes late. Should have started like right now. Who else are we waiting on? Is it Jay we're missing? No, it is Jay. Oh, come on. Alright, we got 18. Are we gonna get going, or what are we doing? Okay, now we got 19. Are we gonna get going? Like, I think we were supposed to start like 6 minutes ago. I'm sorry to be ranting about the same thing over and over, but like... Okay, I think we're running up now. At least I think so. Let me check the Discord to make sure of that. Oh, and there's formation lap on too. Radio. Good to know that. Hello, Bluffs. Alright, well, let's get going. Thank goodness we can actually get going finally. Jeez, talking about 7 minutes. This is gonna be a long stream. I say that because it's gonna be probably over 2 hours long. Alright, well, once we get going, we'll get the introductions started. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever America's Formula Performance. I'll get to more of that in just a bit. I'm K99.7, your commentator for this race, and this time we are racing at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. Opened in 1991, this 2.8 mile racetrack has now been reconfigured since its original layout that was once held from 2007 to 2022. Getting rid of the awful chicane that haunted us forever of turns 14 and 15. That's now no longer in existence, of course. That's now is followed by what MotoGP uses, pretty much using that right-hander of turn 13. But yeah, Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya hasn't really had the greatest reputation in terms of racing over the course of its life cycle. Of course, there's not really many places you can do overtaking. Most ideal overtaking spots on the racetrack would be the exit of DRS down the main straightaway towards turn 1, and the back straightaway at the exit of turn 9 leading into turn number 10, the newly reconfigured turn number 10. And also, hopefully you're going to try to enjoy this as well best you can for the next 2 years, because for at least till 2026 will be the last 2 years that the Spanish Grand Prix will be hosting will be hosted at Barcelona, because in 2026 they are moving it to Madrid. So yeah, so another street circuit we're going to be racing at in 2026 onwards from there. But yeah, for now we just gotta do whatever we can to enjoy whatever's left of whatever's left of Barcelona. Yeah, and of course we just started the new season, and yeah, the opening round of the championship. And not only that, like I mentioned in the introduction, it is the first ever America's Formula Performance. Now, to get an idea of what this really is, beforehand it used to be the America Open Series for about, about a couple of years. This season, though, Sparty, the admin and the person that oversees the America Series, wanted to do something a bit different to, at least he thinks, to bring the race a little bit more closer, which is do the Formula Performance, which is realistic car performance. So yeah, basically all the cars that are being ran are driven in equal performance. So the times obviously will be different to what we are accustomed to seeing during equal performance. as I cannot see anything on Liquido's dashboard. Very interesting. But yeah, basically, if you don't know like what the performance chart would look like, the Red Bull, as you can see on screen, is obviously the best car on the grid, so that would be driven by like, say like one of the slower drivers on the grid. And then you got the slowest car on the grid, which is the AlphaTauri. That would be driven by like any quick drivers that we've had on the grid here. But yeah, Red Bull would be first, Ferrari second, what's third? I think it's Mercedes and fourth, Aston Martin, fifth, McLaren, sixth, Alpine, seventh, Williams, eighth, Haas, ninth, Alfa Romeo, and then yeah, AlphaTauri being 10th. Although I feel like it should be mixed a bit, but yeah, that's just basically what it is. So it's like off of like the career performance chart that you would see if you do career mode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's not the only thing. As you may have heard me ramble a bit, this is also the first of 3 full qualifying sessions. Yes, the only league to do this, along with the America Series that will be held on Tuesday. There will be 3 races that will have full qualifying. This is the first of 3. As the career goes to the top of the 13-2, it'll be the only time on the table. So yeah, basically, the drivers were given tracks of this season to vote for 3 tracks they wanted to, or the majority of. Actually, let me rephrase that. The drivers were given the tracks to vote for this season to do full qualifying, and the 3 that got the most votes would get the full quality session if we get 15 or more. And yeah, that's basically why we've got this session as a full qualifying. Alright. And that's the same story with the America Series, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so let's see. The first couple of times on the board already, Liquido with a 13-2 as I mentioned, and the Red Bull. Suffalime in the Haas has done a 113.6, and Style Harmony in the other Red Bull has done a 114.2. Yeah, so we're going to see a bit of lull periods here, and that's because that's what you expect in full qualifying sessions. Sergeant Bill about to start flying lap. Might as well run on board with the Haas drivers. Just give you a lap guide of the racetrack here. Actually, I forgot there's one more thing. I have this in kilometers an hour for whatever reason. Put this back in miles per hour for the American audiences. Alright. As he goes through the first couple of corners, now heads through turn 3. He's got a bit of traffic though in front of him. Hopefully they'll get out of the way. Oh, there's a Mercedes weaving about, but thankfully he gets out of the way just in time. I might have distracted him a little bit there. And yeah, I think he's backed out of the lap a little bit. Probably from being distracted by the Mercedes weaving his tires on the racetrack. Surf has also just joined as well, I think, not too bit ago as well. Professor Phil and the Alpine as well. Normally I would see him in a Ferrari, but now he's in an Alpine on this occasion. ZS Graffer in the Aston Martin. He's on the medium tires as well. Apparently not using any battery according to the telemetry. Yeah, probably get more interesting once we get into Q3, but yeah, this is just what we're going to be seeing. Just see a bunch of cars just dole around the racetrack for the first, like, close to half an hour. Now Sergeant Bill goes with a 17-0, and then Miles strikes back with a 15-2. Let's see what ZS Grafner will do as he'll cross the start-finish line. He'll set a 16.9. Blockman, he is in the AlphaTauri, of course. Won the America's Open Series last season. Alright, well, we'll try with this Alpine driver. We'll try with Professor Phil this time. And give you a proper lap guide of the racetrack. Down the main straightaway with DRS open towards the first corner. Peak speed for the Alpine about 203 miles an hour. Braking before the 50 board. Down to fourth gear, hugging the inside apexes of turns 1 and 2. And then to the long right-hander of turn 3. Flat out all the way, of course. No need to lift. Although he does run a bit wide though at turn 3. Up towards turn 4. A little bit damper on the brakes, down to 4th. Maybe missing the apex just a little bit, but gets around very good at least in some aspects. And then into turn 5, hugging the SA apex, went to 2nd, short shot of 3rd, through turn 6, and now into the uphill section of turns 7 and 8. 4th gear, gets all over the curves, and into the flat right hand, actually no, more of a hard right hander of turn 9. He does lift there, as you did see there, as he heads up towards the newly reconfigured turn 10. Down to 3rd gear, gets on the anchors as best he can once he gets around the corner. Now to turn 12. It's a very long, arduous corner. You got to be very mindful about it as well. Flat out through turn 13. Of course, that chicane is no longer existing, thank goodness. To the final corner, down the main straightaway, we'll set a 1:13.624. That's his first time in the Alpine car. Alright. Let's see what this man can do. Blockman, of course, in the AlphaTauri, but he is also one of the quickest drivers here on this grid as well. Really different to see him in an AlphaTauri rather than the Alpine that I've seen him be in for the last couple of seasons now. As he heads around turn 3 up towards turn 4. First sector says there's a 21.9 down to 4th gear. Gets through turn 4 really nicely done. And heads up towards turn 5, brings it down to 3rd. Modulates the throttle, gets around the corner very nice. Up towards now turn 6 to the kink, and then into turn 7, down to 4th. Modulates the throttle again, uses all the curve as best he can, up towards now turn 9. He lifts a little bit, but not as much as I saw Professor Phil do on his lap, as Plotman now heads up towards turn 10. Down to 3rd, as there's a car gain out of the way. That was probably a Williams, I want to say. It's out of the right-hander of turn 13 as Harm Assist goes to the top with a 1:12.8. Blockman will cross the line shortly. We'll set a 1:13.4 in the AlphaTauri. Alright, so yeah, that's his lap on the board. So about 2/10 off of Liquido's time in the Red Bull. Surf now starts his final lap. That must have been the Williams I probably saw on the outside of the racetrack at turn 10. Surf heads are, oh geez, he gets a little bit of curve there at turn 2, on the outside part of turn 2. As Blockman gain out of the way. Surf does a 1:21.9, almost exactly what Blockman did on his first sector time. Heads up towards now at turn 5, brings it down to 3rd gear, hugs the inside apex. Oh, but gets a massive snap of oversteer at the exit of turn 5. No, he's also got the same number as me, because I use number 13 as my car number. Lifts a bit there through turn 9, opens the DRS. What if that means also this Williams will be quick in a straight, like it is in real life? Yeah, as we know before, the Williams was one of the quickest cars in a straight line. Not the greatest in terms of cornering, though, in real life. But Surf gained through turn 10 as best he can. Now he'll head up to the start-finish line. What will the time be for the Williams driver? He does a 1:13.9. He's just a 10th off of Honeybee for now. Let's see. Still a lot of drivers yet to do their laps. Some drivers still in the pits. Some drivers just on their out laps, getting ready very shortly. Coral, he's in the Williams as well. JM in the AlphaTauri. Curious to know how he'll be, considering that I know that recently Jay just went into wheel. I know his pace hasn't been what it is in another league I've been a part of. But yeah, he's not. I don't think he's up to his full performance yet. But we'll see how he goes for this sort of occasion. Let's see. Miles on a flying lap, heading it through turn 3. Is he using his battery? Yeah, he is. Okay, so he is on a proper lap. Well, he's down on his time by 3.5 tenths, so yeah, he's not really on a competitive lap, really. Let's look Guido up to. No, sorry, he's down by 85,000. So heading up towards now turn 14. Round the final corner. Uses plenty of the curb. And does not improve. Well, he also invalidated in the process as well because he ran wide out turn 14 at the final corner. So, yeah. It invalidated this and the next lap. Actually, who's on what tire, out of curiosity? So, Stelharmy's on the medium tire. There's been 3 times I've done runs on the mediums. I've been Craig and Grapner. Okay, I just want to see who it is. That's on what. Honeybee, I think it's just improved to 113.6. Alright, well, Sparty is about to do his flying lap shortly. As Blotman has retired from the session, not at all surprised. He knows he's definitely safe. I think he is as well. As Jay slams on his brakes and Coral goes to the top with a 112.8 in the Williams. More specifically, 2 thousandths quicker than Harm Assist. Let's see. Tom in the Alfa Romeo. Not in McLaren this time. Something I'm probably going to have to get used to seeing. That's the car you would usually be in if we did it in equal performance. See what Tom's middle sector is. It's a 51.3 to the middle sector. He is another quick driver. Pretty quick driver, I would say. Through turn 12, now heads up to the flat right-handers. Flat right-hander, sorry, of turn 13. Now into turn 14, the final corner. Back onto the main straightaway up towards the line, and it's a time that goes third quickest overall with a 112.930. Alright, Jay, let's see what you've got in store. Flat out through turn 9 in the AlphaTauri, up towards now turn 10. Purple to the middle sector according to the minimap. This definitely might look like maybe a top 5 time. We'll wait and see if he can't put a top 5 time on there. Already some braking boards being missing at turn 13. Not very surprised considering that is the preferred line in this track with the new layout. I don't know why they would bother putting braking boards considering that's not really an area where you can actually brake. It's just flat. But anyway, Jay goes to 5th place with a 113.4, bumps down Blotman to 6th. Still got about 3 minutes left in Q1. 2 cars yet to sit. Yeah, goodness me. 2 cars yet to set lap times, that being Trova and Lil Mick. Well, that's what at least I saw Lil Mick being last season in the Alfa Romeo. He's in Alfa Romeo again in this occasion, and he's gone 5th quickest with a 13.3. Let's see. I guess Sparry did a 13.8. 0.832, so that might be on the fridge as being the cutoff line, really. That surface spun. That's a turn 5 he's done that at. Lap ball out and about as well. Everyone's just going to get ready for their laps. I think this lap for Travah will probably be his one and only attempt at Q1. So he's got to get through this lap as best he can. Up towards the line he goes. And goes 15th with a 14.0. Yeah, that's not good news for Trova. That might get him eliminated. Yeah, considering the time on the clock and considering the track evolution will start to build up as well. So, yeah, that's a bit of a risk there for the Mercedes driver. Miles is getting ready. That's Trava's teammate. Grabner is up by just nearly 5.5 tenths to the first sector, according to the timing screen. Take her easy up towards the first sector split. The clock says for him he's down by just nearly 2 tenths of a second. What about Miles? He's up by 62 thousandths as Jay has also elected to retire. I think the AlphaTauri should be safe to not get eliminated from Q1. Sparty's also in the pit lane as well and goes back out. Well, judging by the time on the clock, I don't think he'll have enough time. There's only about 50 seconds to go. Grabner up to the line. Is he going to improve? The answer is yes, but unfortunately says 19, so he is out of Q1. Miles is not improving. That he could probably try again, as Craig goes only 17th with a 14.6. Black ball up by just over half a second. As I was taking it easy, that just came across the line, does a 14.0. I don't think that's going to be enough, though, considering that Black Bola is up by just nearly over half a second to the middle sector. He'll come up towards the line. What will it be for him? It's going to be 13th with a 113.6. Ooh. Speaking of Sparty, he's gone into the wall there at turn... he's gone to the wall at turn 12. I guess that's the part of the nice Saints he's gets. Oh my god! As he nearly hits the Aston Martin. Gee whiz. He was an AI as well, and he's on track to complete his lap. Goodness. Yeah, hope you enjoyed your nice thing there, Sparty. Anyway, Craig comes around the final corner. Now, as he misses the corner badly, it goes rally crossing at the final corner. Well, he'll definitely be safe there, Sparty, but I think that's the end of Q1, and yeah, that 2 McLarens, 2 Mercedes, and an Aston Martin are out of Q1. Yep, and now everyone's back into the pit lane. As Coral will go quickest overall, does a 12.8 in Q1. Alright, well, there's your result for Q1. Sorry, I just had to do something on my phone real quick. Coral, yeah, top time by 2,000 of a second. Tom with a time that 37,000 off. 37,000 separating the top three. And yeah, as I mentioned before, take her easy, Trova, Craig, Miles strikes back, and Grafner. Out of Q1, yeah, 2 Mercedes, 2 McLarens, and an Aston Martin. Out of Q1. There you go. Yeah, also, I did not get a weather report as well, so I'm probably just going to assume the track will be dry throughout this session and probably the race itself. Alright, so, yeah, we've now eliminated the first bottom 5, and now we'll eliminate the second bottom 5. Actually, that was something I did not mention for anyone that's never been familiar with F1 qualifying. Yeah, so they do 3 sessions. The first bottom 5 drivers get eliminated, so yeah, from 16th to 20th get eliminated. Now this one, it's going to be from 11th to 15th, and then the next session after that will be just a shootout for pole position.
Pole position is often the best place for any driver to start, but this can't be stressed enough when you're here in Catalunya. The lack of overtaking opportunities and absence of long braking zones make it vital.
Alright, well, who is the first to crack? It is Lil Mick in the Alfa Romeo. Out and about first. Let me see if everyone's still on the soft tire. Yep, good. Just something I needed to say. Thanks for that confirmation. Take it easy, by the way. Alright, fully dry all the way. Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing, what was it, Open Tier 1 for Pacific Series. Had mixed conditions last night. It was a bit of a chaotic-ish sort of race, shall we say. Had a bit of interesting stuff that happened. But we'll see how this goes. But yeah, probably you'll expect the same thing. You know, some drivers come out on track, have a bit of little periods, and there you go. Oh yeah, let me get the telemetry, of course. Gotta get the other important bits for qualifying. And here we go again. For Lil Mick to do another flying lap. Here in Q2, the start of Q2. Down the main straightaway, let's see what peak speed he's got. 200 and... just cracking 202 miles an hour. Through turns 1 and 2, and now to turn 3. Flat out, of course. Hugs the inside apex as best you can. Heading up towards turn 4. Locke says he's at a 22 flat. As he heads around the right hander of turn 4. Doesn't really go out of that corner as best as I would imagine. And now through turn 5 up towards turn 6. Now it's at turn 7 down to 4th. Get up and over the crest. And up towards the right hand of turn 9. Lifts a little bit. Just only a little bit of a half lift, I guess. As he heads up towards now turn 10. Down to 3rd. Modulates the throttling as best he possibly can. And then to the long right hander of turn 12. There's 100 meter board being completely missing. As far as we haven't had the other braking boards being missing in this session, other than just the ones at turn 13. As Lil Mick sets the first time on the board with a 113.5. Star Harmony on a flying lap as well in the Red Bull. His teammate also on a flying lap as the Alpine of Professor Phil goes to the top of the timing sheets with a 13.4. Sufferline follows behind with a 14.3. Let's see, I'm thinking this lap could be setting Star Harmony up the boards. So he's got, oh goodness me, who is that woman again in Breaking Point? I forget her name now. But yeah, he's using her helmet in this race, it seems. Star Harmony goes second with a 13.5 as the Guido goes to the top with a 113.1. Well, there you go. Alright, well, now we can see the fastest, one of the fastest guys on the grid. Blockman will set his first time very shortly as he heads up towards the middle sector. Fox says for him he's at a 51.5. That was a little bit quicker than what Star Harmony did in the middle sector. Maybe a little bit too much curve there, I'd say, there from Blockman. Had to kind of counter a little bit through that corner. Up towards the line comes the AlphaTauri. Will be second quickest with a 13.2. So now you got the main Red Bull and the Works Red Bull behind. Although it's not a AlphaTauri anymore. Barry has a bit of traffic though to negotiate. Yeah, because the AlphaTauri for next season is the Visa Cash App RV car for next season. I will say though, it does look very cool though. Probably goes 7th with a 13.8. Probably one of the best liveries, I would say, overall in the 2024 grid. Has pretty much the remnants of a Toro Rosso, pretty much. I think my favorite livery, though, overall, I'd say for the 2024 season would easily, for me, would be the Ferrari. It just looks so pretty with the yellow and white stripe, and also it's got now the red wheel covers, which actually gives it a bit more color to the car. So just using those black wheel covers. Well, Harm Assist did also invent a new line there at turn 9, but let's see what he's got through the middle sector at 51.4. Probably the quickest I think I've seen someone do in the middle sector. Let's see how he's gone to the final couple of corners. Up towards the line goes Harm Assist of his DRS. Towards the line he goes. Will now be in the 112s with a 112.955. JM and the other AlphaTauri gain through his first flying lap of Q2. I also was going to say final flying lap because I think this would be the stage of it. Or close to the stage of it, but not there just yet. Jay, though, to the middle sector has actually gone quick, as I'd say, overall in that middle sector. With a 51.3, as he is around the final few corners of the racetrack. As he heads up towards the final corner. Keeping it 6, keeping it well flat through that final corner. And goes quickest overall with a 112.926. There, Coral on an outlap right now. Tom on a flyer, getting going as he heads towards the middle sector. Clock says he's at a 52.2. Not really a quick middle sector for Tom. I would put him at least somewhere around where, well, I'd probably would say where Sergeant Bill and Sparty is. We'll wait and see. Around the final corner now, up towards the main straightaway. And he goes only 13th. Yeah, that wasn't a very competitive time, I would say, for Tom's standards. Coral right now in the Williams has gone purple to the first sector. As Bolla goes to 14th with a 14.4. Yeah, I think we might need to do a bit of shuffling with some drivers and some cars. Alright, let's see what Coral's got in the Williams as he heads around turn 9. Flat out all the way through the right-hander. Up towards the middle sector, the clock says for him. He's at a 51.3. About the same middle sector as Jay did a bit ago. So it's looking like he might be able to match the AlphaTauri driver. Keep it well flat out, but now he lifts at the final corner, down the main straightaway, and it's only good enough for third fastest with a 113.1. And I don't think there's anyone on a lap now, so yeah, we're pretty much in a bit of a lull period now. Jeez, what a shocker. That's all happens anytime you do full qualifying, huh? Getting these lull periods. Alright, well, Surf and the other Williams will get ready. He's currently 13th. He needs to get right about a 13.8 is where his target is to get at least in the safe zone for now. Main straightaway to turn 1. Peak speed at 204 miles per hour. Probably the quickest I've seen anyone go in a straight. Around turn 3 up towards turn 4. See what Surf's got in the first sector. He's up by just nearly 0.3 of a second to the first sector timing split. Up towards turn 5. Brings it down to 4th. Interesting. Didn't think anyone would do that. Go around the corner there. As JM goes now even quicker with a 12.6. So maybe he has really found his pace again. Surf up to the middle sector. He's up by just well over 0.7 of a second. Yeah, that definitely will get him safe for sure. As long as he gets through the lap. Up towards the final 2 turns comes the Williams. And now towards the final corner. 6th gear, bit back up to 7th. Up to the line he goes. Only good enough for 6 for the Surf with a 113.289. To be completely honest though, I think the top 3, maybe 4, I think are good. Maybe top 5. But I am not sure about the rest. I think the cutoff time would be like somewhere at least like a 13.4, I reckon. There was a car that just went through there. As the Quio just improves even more to a 12.8. Well, at least he's finding more pace than that Red Bull, I guess. Let's see. Who can we find? Little Mick is on a flying lap. As JM retires in the pits. Yeah, he's definitely safe for sure. But yeah, I probably would say the times will get quicker as we get along. With the track now starting to ramp up. Little Mick up to the middle sector. Clock says he's up by just nearly 3/10. With that improvement, I think he would get maybe around where Blockman is. Sergeant Bill now goes to 3rd with a 112.8. 6.8. Little Mick to the final corner now. Up towards the line he goes. We'll set a 12.997. Only 5th quickest overall for him. Might be cutting it a bit close. Blockman just trying to let some cars through. There's a bit of traffic he has to let through. Same with that was probably the Haas of Black Ball. No, it wasn't Black Ball. It was Suffalime. And I think Surface missed the pit lane or something because wasn't he trying to get back in? Has he been on the track for a while, if I remember correctly? Or is he just on a bit of a reconnaissance lap? Maybe that's what it is. Tom now goes to 2nd. That's the pace I was waiting for. Goes 2nd overall with a 12.747. Alright, so the current drivers right now in the bottom 5 is Style Harmony, Sparty, Honeybee, and the 2 Haas's of Subfalime and Black Ball. There's a Alfa Romeo going for a bit of a rally cross. That probably was Little Mick trying to get out of Style Harmony's way. Harmony makes his way around the final corner. Up towards the start-finish line goes the Red Bull. And he'll go quickest overall with a 112.5. Solid lap indeed. Black Ball up by just nearly 2/10. Subfalime about to start his flying lap as we got a minute and 15 to go. Honeybee is done with qualifying. He is going back into pit lane, so he is done. Sparty is up by 79 thousandths in the first sector. As Professor Phil will start his flying lap, his final flying lap. I'm guessing Surface probably just doing a bit of a reconnaissance lap. Blockman just about to start his final flying lap as well in the AlphaTauri. As, oh dear. Well, that's not good. Sparty just left the session. I guess that was part 2 of the nice things he got. Well, I guess we'll continue on. So that means he's not going through into qualifying then. He's done. Blockman is up on his time. Professor Philip by 3/10 on his time. And Bola has just improved there to a 14.1. So he is done with qualifying. Subfalime is up by 7.5 to the middle sector. Up towards the final corner now goes the Haas. Opens DRS, heads up towards the line, and it's a time of a 113.0. So he goes 8th quickest. So Blockman's looking like he's in a little bit of trouble, I think. 54 thousandths up. Surf is invalidated his time. Can Professor Phil get through? Oh, he's just bumped Blockman, but does Blockman have enough in the tank? No, he doesn't. He's out of qualifying. Blockman is out of qualifying. Wow, I was not expecting that. Yeah, he does not improve enough to get out of qualifying. He is out. Professor Phil bumps him down. Yeah, Surf just finishes his lap. Well, yeah, that's probably the biggest shock, I think, in this entire session. Yeah, last season's champion, Blotman, out of qualifying. Yeah, his teammate, meanwhile, is almost quickest overall in that other AlphaTauri. I'm guessing he's not really liking the car very much. Alright, well, I guess we'll now wait for everyone to retire or whatever they need to do. There's one car in the pit lane, that's Suffolk. He needs to retire. I'm probably going to guess we're going to have to do a lobby reset after this because, yeah, Sparty left in the middle of qualifying. And because he's host, yeah, he won't be able to come back in. I love how there's two drivers that have not got their tires on the graphic, that being Jay and Armistice, but they did their times on the softs, I know that. Dot Harmony, though, goes quickest overall with a 1:12.5, and yeah, there's your bottom five. Blockman, Surf, Sparty, Honeybee, and Black Baller. I really wouldn't have thought of Blockman actually being out of qualifying, like, at all. I would have expected where his teammate is. Yeah, no, he is out of qualifying and will start in P11 for the race. Ah, that explains a little bit. Blockman used a used set of softs, and it just didn't work for him. Okay, that probably explains why he couldn't improve that much in the last run.
This circuit also hosts a round of the MotoGP Championship, known as the Catalan Grand Prix. The race has been won 6 times by the legendary, now retired...
Well, at least I can hear the PA announcer talk about what this circuit's also used for. If you heard a little bit of what he said. He said that this track also is where they host the Catalan Grand Prix for MotoGP. Yep, been that way for a long time. Probably the most famous race I could probably say over the life cycle of MotoGP is probably, what, maybe 2009 when Valentino Rossi made that heroic dive bomb on Jorge Lorenzo at turn 14. That honestly was one of the coolest overtakes I've ever seen, really. Yeah, the Doctor back then was just untouchable in MotoGP. A 9-time world champion, as a matter of fact, too. Speaking of Valentino Rossi, he also competed in the 12 hours, excuse me, 12 hours of Bathurst last night. Their BMW finished, I think, what was it, 5th overall, I believe? It was a solid effort, but yeah. I was hoping for them to at least grab a podium, but still was a great effort by that 46 BMW team. It ended up being the 912 Porsche that ended up winning the race. Matt Campbell, who also took control of the final stint of that race, is actually the same Matt Campbell that won the 24 Hours of Daytona just about over a week ago. Or two weeks ago, was it? A week ago or 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, in the GTP class with Porsche Penske. Yeah, dude's off to a really good start in terms of sports car racing, that's for sure. Alright, Liquido about to start doing his flying lap right now. Yeah, so now we got 12 minutes to go in this session. So, won't be too long till we can get through this. And I did think Sparty did join back in, so that's at least the good news. So we probably won't have to do a lobby restart. But yeah, I think it looks like the clear favorite for Paul is going to be looking like probably either Coral or JM, I'd say. But the Red Bulls have been quick, don't get me wrong, they have been. So we'll wait and see what they can do. Cleo right now heading up towards turn 12. Gets around the corner as best he can. Like I said, there's a long, arduous corner you gotta negotiate. Lifts a little bit at the final corner. Now onto the main straight. Kind of shifted a little too early, I'd say, there at the edge of the final corner. But anyway, he goes quickest overall at the moment with a 1:12.9. Little Mick behind does a 1:13.3. And Harmesis does a 1:12.963. Subflime up towards the first sector does a 22 flat. Coral goes back into pit lane. I'm guessing some drivers were doing laps on the new set of tires, just try to get the feel of the rubber, feel the track, at least the track evolution. See what they can find on the new set of tires. Phil, meanwhile, goes up to the start-finish line, sets a 14 flat. Right now, slowest overall at the moment. Oh, Subflime wins a little bit too wide there at turn 10. Lost the back end as well, but he corrected it. But that's definitely cost him a lot of time, I'd say. Up to the final corner now goes the Haas car. Around the final corner. To the line he goes. We'll set a 13.4. Fifth fastest overall. As Tom gets a bit of a sneaky little toe there from the Haas car. Heads up towards 1, 2, and turn 3. Absolutely flat out from the Alfa Romeo driver. Of course, now that's not called Alfa Romeo anymore. That is now called, well, whatever you want to call it. Steak, Sauber, Kick. I prefer to call it just Sauber, really, if I'm totally honest. I also call it the Ben 10 car because it looks exactly like the colors of Ben 10. The black and the green just looks perfect for, like, something like that. Anyway, Tom, up towards the middle sector, does a 51.0. He actually looked like he might get to the top of the table with this lap, if he can keep this tidy. He's got 2 more turns to negotiate. Flat out to 13. A little bit of a lift there at 14. Around the final corner. Up to the line, and it is quickest overall with a 1:12.622. Sergeant Bill, meanwhile, goes second quickest with a 1:12.892. Coral's about to start his flying lap. JM just getting ready shortly as well. Honestly, I think I forgot to mention about Tom in the spotlight for pole position. Yeah, he's definitely looking like he definitely will be one of those drivers to compete for that, for sure. Considering he has been close to the top in the last couple of sessions. Coral has been one of the quick drivers as well. First in Q1, and I think somewhere in the top 3, if I remember correctly, in Q2. He's got an Alpine, though, in front. Hopefully the Alpine will get out of his way. He just gets out of the way. What's his middle set going to be? A 51.0 from Coral. Alright, up towards now turn 12. Third gear, short shifting up to 4th on the exit of turn 12. And already the braking boards are gone there, turn 13. Good to see. Keeping that flat out as best he can at turn 12. And by that margin, he goes quickest overall. 1:12.495. That was quite a bit of commitment there from Coral, I will say. So far, the entire top 5 is in the 1:12s. Separated by just about half a second. Don't count out this guy either, Jay. He also has been quick in this session. Okay, around turn number 9. Open the DRS, heads up towards turn 10. Clock says he's at a 51.1. Bit slower than what Coral and Tom were doing to that middle sector. I had to be careful there through turn 12. Of course, he had to kind of pull it up just a little bit there. Around the final corner now, up towards line. Can this be enough for pole? Not quite. He just misses out by half a tenth with a 1:12.542. Yeah, but now we get another bit of a lull period, so we got about 340 to go in this Q3 session. It's almost 7 o'clock. If we were doing it normal, we'd probably be like over the halfway point of the race. But no, we're not doing that. Laquita will be getting back into the pits. Harmony on and out lap as well. Yeah, curious to know how that Red Bull will be in 2024 with the RB20. Yeah, everyone's been talking about their little innovation that they've done with the side pods. They kind of hidden a little bit of the side pod air inlets. So now, pretty much instead of the air going straight through the car, somehow the air will try to push up in a way. I'm interested to see how it will do. I've seen some clips of it when they did their wet weather stints at Silverstone. It actually sounded quite menacing, if I'm totally honest. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And of course, it was the same look as everyone expected for Red Bull. Same livery, but of course, with a bit of design innovations. Thanks to the witchcraft from Adrian Newey. Yeah, I mean, that guy's got to be like the biggest genius out of anybody in F1 in terms of designing a car. Sarmi goes back into pit lane. I did notice that he wasn't improving on his time. So yeah, he goes back in. The Queer is apparently purple to the middle sector. Where is Jay? He's on a flying lap, actually. Interesting, why would he be doing another flying lap when he's got not enough fuel in the tank? Yeah, because about a minute and a half to go in qualifying. Liquido up to the line, he goes. Goes fourth quickest with a 1:12.652. Sergeant Bill on a flying lap. Jay is up on his time. I'm curious to know what he's going to do. Is he going to keep going with the lap? Yes, he is. Around the final corner. Up to the line. Will this be enough? No, he loses time. He doesn't improve whatsoever. He actually lost time in that final sector. Sergeant Bill's onto the gravel trap. And also destroys 150 meter. How is there a 100-meter board broken there? Oh, God. Actually, I think there's more braking boards that were destroyed on the right-hand side of the road. Because I think there's braking boards on the right. Normally. Oh, goodness. Seriously, that's one thing that you guys have got to learn, is that there's also drivers here that don't race with racing line on. So if there's no braking boards, that's not a really good thing for them, because those drivers do not know where to actually brake if they don't have a braking reference. Sergeant Bill goes back into the pits, so he'll be done with qualifying then. Tom is up by 37 thousandths. Coral, meanwhile, will be ending his lap very shortly. As Harvestus goes to the top, 1:12.3. Alright, so he's now on the top of the timing sheet. The clock is at 0. Can Coral improve on his time? The answer is no. He misses out big time. So he will stay second unless Tom's got a response. Can any of the other drivers have a response behind? Tom around the fall, a couple of corners now. Heads up towards the start finish line very shortly. Up to the line he comes. Can this be enough? No, it is not. He also misses out. Harmesis stays at the top. Tom does a 1:12.5. Sub for line with 13.0. Professor Phil does a 12.9. Let's see if Little Mix got any response. I don't think he does, no. That's qualifying done, I guess. There you go. Harmesis will be on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. Wait, what? Twitch? Oh, no, it's Sparry's Twitch. Lol. Alright, well that is qualifying done and dusted. So, we'll go over the results then from here. Harmesis on pole position here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Cole will start in P2, followed by Tom, JM, Liquido. That's honestly the highest I've ever seen Liquido ever. Sergeant Bill, Lil Mick, Professor Phil, Sub Falime, and Style Harmony will be your top 10. Oh, goodness. Okay, race time. Well, we've reached over the hour mark in terms of streaming wise. And it is cloudy here at Barcelona. See how the racing will be. Hopefully, everyone can get through turn one. It can be a bit tricky in turn one, as we've seen in previous times, both the IRL and the virtual side of things. Actually, that also reminds me too. Remember that crash that happened last season in MotoGP? When, like, what was it, 6 or 7 riders went down, including the world champion Pecco Bagnaia at turn 3. Probably one of the most scariest crashes I've ever seen, where the bike just, like, went completely sideways on him and then just got flung off the bike and Brad Binder ran over his legs. I don't know how on earth he did not have a broken leg from that. He honestly had to be thankful for it. Yeah, Bassini, I remember, wasn't so lucky in that crash. Who else was involved, if I remember correctly? It was what? Alex Marquez. Bezzecchi, I believe, was one of the others. I want to say one of the Yamahas. I think it was Morbidelli. I don't know, it's been a while, but yeah, that was like one of the big things I remember that MotoGP race. Yeah, we're just waiting for Captain Sparry to do his command and get ready to go, I guess. Yeah, we'll start on his cue. Obviously, you start off too early before he does. You get a license points. So it might be a bit of a while, I guess. Days like the lobby started was it's almost another long wait. Again. Thank goodness that the Daytona 500 wasn't today because it was raining. So yeah, at least maybe it was worth it. Worth some effort to have at least a bit of a lull period. Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but hey, that's what happens when you have a race in Daytona, I suppose. Get a little bit of rain. So yeah, I think like tomorrow we'll have like a double header. Yeah, because the Xfinity race didn't get to do their race either on Saturday. So yeah, Xfinity will be early in the morning, and then yeah, the Cup race will start around 1 o'clock. That probably will mean that we'll have a night race at Daytona at the end of it all. Gotta love it when Daytona's at night. Oh, there we go. Finally, we got the formation lap going. Took long enough. Alright, well, let's see what everyone's on Waltz. Shall we? Huh. Okay. In fairness, I was expecting a little bit not that big of a mix. Okay, well, let's go through this order. So, Armistice and the Ferraris on the mediums, Coral's on the hards in second. Actually, the leading hard runner, as a matter of fact. Tom in the alphas and on the medium, same with JM. Yeah, pit strategy there. Lap 16 to 21 to go from medium to hard. Oh, I think Liquid and Bill might have touched. Have they? No, it doesn't look like it, so they must have gone away with it. It looked like they touched to me. Anyway, Liquido is on the hard, Sergeant Bill on the medium, same with Lil Mick, Ed, Professor Phil, Sub Alive is the first driver. On the soft compound tire, interesting. Style Harmony on the mediums, Blockman on the soft tire along with Surf. Sparty on the mediums, Honeybee on the mediums, Black Ball on the hards, Hickory's on the mediums, Trava on the softs, Craig on the mediums, Miles Strikes Back on the hards, and Grapner on the mediums. Yeah, a lot of drivers on the medium tires. Not really what I expected, but that's what we got, I guess. Yeah, Harmisis though will have the. I know he'll have the cleaner side of the racetrack. He's on the racing line, so yeah, he'll have the cleaner side of the track. And because he's on the medium tire, he should be able to get a good start. But if he doesn't, Coral can strike back at him at turn 1 if he gets a good start. Alright, well, we're almost getting all 20 cars lined up and ready. Honeybee has been disqualified from the formation lap. Hopefully this does not do anything there. Alright, I think we are ready. Do we have the lights? We do have the lights. 5 red lights in front of us for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go here at Barcelona. It's a good start by Coral and the Williams as I get a shocking camera angle as they make their way up towards the first corner. Coral takes the lead into turn 1 and Tom follows suit in the inside. Making almost 3 wide, it's JM in the AlphaTauri. Contact and spinning, it's going to be a bit of an accident. Oh dear, actually there wasn't that big of an accident. I think he just ghosted in time. Lil Mick though unfortunately got involved in that incident. He's going to destroy front wing as they make their way up towards turn 4. He goes off the racetrack, does the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of chaos there actually going through here. Contact and spinning around the back, that's tough for Lime. In the other Haas, he's down to last place. Blotman's up to 5th after starting 11th. Deary me. And JM, though, has gone backwards. And I think he's got damage because he's gone off the track. Completely off the track there at turn 7. And yeah, he's got a missing end plate. A bad start for the other AlphaTauri driver. Yeah, everyone trying to get around everybody as best they can. It was a bit of chaos at the start. Deary me. Making their way around turn 12. That's Harmesis, the pole sitter. Starting from pole, he's now down to 11, and he's stuck in traffic. JM trying to get in the pits. He finally gets the clear window to get through. My goodness, that was chaos. Top 2 though, Tom and Coral, they got through at least. And Tom leads the way by just about half a second. Coral right now is in second, followed by Sergeant Bill in 3rd. Professor Phil in 4th, and then Blotman, as I mentioned, started from 11th, he's up to 5th already. Star Harmony is 6th. As Honey B and Harmesis are side by side, heading up towards turn 4. The Aston Martin gets in front. The other Ferrari gets in front. That's Sparty. I'm gonna guess Harmesis has got a bit of damage, I think, because he looks awfully slow. And right now he's also in a bit of a tangle with Black Pola. He's in the Haas on the hard tire. He can't get through there. Contact between Craig and more contact. That's more between Grabner and Craig, not Trovar. Oh dear, and Craig is stuck. Yeah, I'll accept that. He was stuck on the grass there, but he's got to destroy front wing. Virtual safety car has now been deployed for debris on the grass. Jesus. Chaos at the start. Grabner gets oh, he got stuck as well. Oh, he could have done what Craig did and reset the track. Instead, he's stuck and he's disqualified. Rough night then for Grabner in the Aston Martin. Let's see. Liquito down to 18th. He was in the top 5 at the start of the race. Yeah, so a few drivers pretty much getting the short end of the stick here in this opening lap. Biggest mover out of anybody actually has been Miles Strike. He's gained 11 spots on the opening lap after starting in 19th place. And the biggest losers has been most of the top 5. Harmesis, Jay, and Liquito. Losing more than 10 spots on the opening lap as DRS is now enabled. So now we'll get back under green once again. Tom leads the way. Coral has stayed pretty much where he is. He was lean beforehand, but then Tom must have took it away. I guess he must have done that in the middle stretch on the first lap, whilst I was looking through all the carnage going on the opening lap. Yeah, it's Tom from Coral, then Sergeant Bill, then Professor Phil. And now Blotman, who's coming as well behind on the soft compound tire. Star Harmony, though, that's out of decent start, getting 4 spots. Take her easy, up nice. Spy, oh, that's tight there. Very tight indeed between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari of Or, sorry, Honeybee and Spark. Goodness me, I keep getting the Mercs and Aston Martins all mixed up. Yeah, Armistice down 24 seconds. Gee whiz. Yeah, he must have damage or something. I'm surprised he hasn't pitted yet. If he has damage. And off the road there, that was Blockman. The AlphaTauri going off the track. Deary me. Well, that definitely will be a warning for sure for the AlphaTauri driver. He's right now stuck behind the cars he would be driving, which is the Alpine. Let's say he's got two Alpines in front of him. Tom sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:15.7 on the medium compound tire. Blockman really can't do anything about this. He's just stuck behind these Alpines. And speaking of which, Phil will move along and get ahead of Sergeant Phil. He's up now into third. Alpine switching places here on lap 5. Grabner has left the session. Yeah, I don't blame him after all that. JM now sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:15.5. Trying to recover whatever he can after all that shenanigans on the opening lap. Yeah, he's right now 22 seconds behind the next car. A little bit of a train here for him. Miles strikes. Currently occupying 8th. He's got Spar behind with DRS, along with Honeybee and Trovar. See if anything happens here towards this battle for third. We still got the Alpine still close to one another. Blockman isn't too far away either. He might try to overtake the Alpine of Professor Phil. He's coming. Oh, he is coming fast. Whew. Oh, he actually, will he get the position here to turn 1? No, he does not. It looked like he had enough overspeed to get past, but he decides to back out just a little bit. I thought that would have left him a bit vulnerable then afterwards to Style Harmony at turn 3, but no. Yeah, because he had a lot of overspeed there down the main straightaway. Oh, and that's Professor Phil off the road just a little bit. That just leaves the door wide open for Blockman, but now Phil might come back at him. No, he does not get back on at turn 10. Has to stay behind. Blockman running a little bit wide. Maybe those soft tires might be falling off the edge a little bit here. Considering he is on in the worst car on the grid as well. He's losing time, and he's also out of DRS range of Sergeant Phil. That definitely will open the door then for the Alpine of Phil and the Red Bull Star Harmony to get through. And speaking of which, they're going to go 3 wide into down the main straightaway towards turn 1. It's actually going to... What? I thought it would be the Red Bull that would come out on top of all that. Instead, it's the Alpine of Professor Phil. What? Harmony was like well ahead into the corner, going into the corner. I think he just broke way too early. Okay. I don't know why he did that. He should have just got the overtake done and dusted right there. Would have been a double overtake for him. And also, I mean, while Sparty also just got past a small stride, that might have happened at turn 1 as well. So he's up into 8th place. Yellows, that is Surf and the Williams spinning out at turn 2. Gets back on the racetrack. Oh, and Shriek joins a little bit awkwardly there as Craig goes through. And a lot of the bat markers that got the short end of the stick on the opening laps, trying to recover wherever they can. Coral, though, is slowly gaining on Tom, though. Gap right now is 1.4 seconds. That's now Star Harmony gets past Blockman. That's down the main straight he did that at. No other positions changed at least. Honeybee though is losing time to Sparty. Take her easy though, up to 7th. Wait. No, he's chasing down. Take her easy, Sparty is, I'm sorry. They got Sparty behind him, Honeybee, Trova, Miles strikes back, and Black Bola. So pretty much a 7-ish car train. No, 6-car train. I am being silly with my maths. So what's probably might try to line up a move here, I guess, on Take Her Easy. 7.5 tenths is the margin between Sparty and Take Her Easy as they make their way around the final couple of corners. Don't think Sparty though will be close enough to attack him here, but I think Army though will be. He'll get past Professor Phil down the main straightaway. He's now up to 4th place. Oh, it gets a bit of an awkward exit there at turn 1. Bit too awkward, I'd say. As Black Bola now moves ahead of Trova. Way up into 11th place. Ferrari, can he get the move done? The answer is no, he's not close enough. Down towards turn 5 we go. Coral also gaining time on Tom. The gap's nearly about a second now between the top two. A little bit of understeer there from the Ferrari. With the dirty air coming off the car in front. Keep in mind as well, remember if you just joined, this is Formula Performance, or also known as a realistic race. Realistic performance, more specifically. Yeah, no one's in equal performance cars. They're all realistic performance. So here, Sparty, can he line up a move here into the main straightaway? Should be able to now. With the aid of DRS. Yeah, he'll get him. Yeah, with ease. Sparty now moves up to 7th place. Yellow flags, what's this for? It was down this part of the straight. Down the back straight. I thought there might have been either Surf, maybe Liquido might have had something, I don't know. It was right towards where like the back markers were. Take a look at the barrier situations for the top two. Tom's got 57% and Coral's got 43%. Bill doing alright there with 40%. Star Harmony's got 21%, but he's got pressure from Professor Phil, who's got 40% of battery use. Botman's got 51%, but with those soft tires, I imagine he's not really going to be having the pace somewhat. I have a feeling though he might be either going for a soft medium or soft hard. And now goes past the Red Bull is Professor Phil. Trova goes into pit lane. So he's the first driver to properly go into the pit lane with no damage. And he will go on to what looks like a set of hards, and it is. So he'll go in, come back out. Try to carry those hards to the end of the race. Not the worst thing to do, or not the bad idea to do, but I feel like those tires are going to be quite short as well. Sparty running a little bit wide, trying to get back at Take Her Easy after him overtaking him at turn 1. Cannot get the move done there at turn 5. We'll just have to sit behind. The asset of Honey B though is closing in. Meanwhile, though, for the battle for 4th, it's Harmony, Professor Phil, 7.5 tenths. Blotman tried everything he can to get into DRS range, but he's just not close enough to do it. Yeah, he just ticked over a second going into the DRS detection zone. Yeah, so not good news for the AlphaTauri driver, that's for sure. Sparty now re-overtakes Take It Easy, and what would you guess that would be at? Oh yeah, turn 1. Quite literally at turn 1. Where pretty much almost all the overtaking has been happening. Oh, Take It Easy trying to get back at turn 4, but can't do it through there. Just Take It Easy, line up a move here to turn 10. The answer is no. He is not close enough, but now we're back to the battle with the Alpines again. Sergeant Bill and Professor Phil. The two names in this grid that actually rhyme pretty much. I think Phil might line up a move here on his teammate. He is closing just a little bit. To the outside he goes, and yeah. Sergeant Bill doesn't fight him off. Just lets him through. And Take It Easy does get passed into turn 1 of all places, again. With the battle between him and Sparty. Honeybee still stuck in this train. Blackpool are doing pretty decently in the top 10 after starting, what was it, 15th I think he started. Oh, now Honeybee going to the outside. This side. Oh, there's a bit of contact, I think, between him and Sparty into turn 5. That was quite close. Up and over the crest through turn 9. That was Sparty line this all up here. Yeah, got Bal for 3rd and Bal for 7th, and kind of a battle outside the top 10 for 13th place. Blockman goes to the pits. That's an awful lot of curve that Take It Easy took. He was trying to get in the pits, but I don't know why he did it like that. Not really the greatest way of getting through the pits, though. Comes in way, way too slowly, I imagine. Blockman, hard tires to the end of the race. I think that should be easily doable for him. So yeah, he'll just have to do about less than 20 laps on those tires, which yeah, it's definitely a doable thing to do. There's his teammate behind, but yeah, he's on 12 lap old mediums after suffering damage on the opening lap. Take It Easy comes out it behind Lil Mick. Speaking of this little battle, Take It Easy's gotta have to try and fight a way through. Not really what he wanted. He needed a little bit of clear air, and he's not got that. So he's got 3 cars, sorry, in this whole train in front of him. He's just the 4th car in line. Tom goes into the pits, so that means he'll go to the hards. To the end of this race from here. Out goes car number 90. Let's see where he comes out of all this. He'll probably... I say he'll come out behind the Haas of Black Bola, maybe? No, sorry. No, the Aston Martin of Honeybee. So he's going to be in the little mix between Honeybee and Sparty. He just comes out ahead of Flat Bola. Take It Easy now finally overtakes Lil Mick into turn 1. One driver he has to clear. Now he needs to clear about 2 more in front of him. Actually, in fairness though, Travah is on full lap old hards in fairness, so he might try to make it a little bit difficult for him. Well, now Tom needs to get by Honeybee here. That's the top two now pit. That is Coral and Sergeant Bill. So Coral's going to go early on the medium tires. That's quite interesting. So he's on the medium tire. And then into the pits also went Sparty and Honeybee. So Tom will now take third. Coral does come out behind Tom still. And through goes Black Bulla ahead of Coral. That's good news for Tom, at least to keep, for at least Black Bulla to keep Coral at bay. Let's see, how about this little midfield pack? Sparty comes out just ahead of his teammate of Harm Assist. There's Take Her Easy as well. Honeybee's down to 13th place. So he has not really had a strong sort of overcut. It's worked for Sparty though, but hasn't worked for him. And Take Her Easy, well, he's going to go through, I think. There you go. He's now into 10th. Oh, but the Ferrari tries to fight back. Paul gets by Black Bulla, and through goes Take Her Easy. And also, I've just noticed too that Blockman's actually got the undercut a little bit closer to Sergeant Bill, so that's at least good news for him. And it's soft tires for Phil. Why? You still got a bit of ways to go in this race. I don't understand that. There's Phil. He's now ahead of... Oh, is he ahead of Blockman? Yes, he is. JM goes back into the pits, obviously, to get onto a new set of tires. Phil on the soft tires now. Oh, that was a bit of aggressive defense, I'd say, there from Phil. Blockman tried to go down the inside, and Phil just completely shuts the door. But yeah, I don't know why he went to the softs. He's gonna have to do another stop. Professor Phil. Stella Harmony now goes into the pits. He might be down a bit of ways. Oh no, his Blockman's left the session. Okay, I'm gonna help him out here. I think I should be able to have him on my friends list. There you go. Okay, now I've got back. I thought it was on that originally, but no, that was for invites. Alright, so hopefully Blockman will get back in. That's not the first time I've seen him lagged out of a session either. Still now gets ahead of his teammate. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy Grand Prix there for Blockman. Qualified 11th. After trying to gamble using used softs in Q2 and didn't necessarily work. Yellows, yellows. Oh, it's Harm Assist again. He has had a shocker of a race. In the, yeah, started pole and he got damaged on the opening lap after all the shenanigans that happened at turns 1 and 2. And now he's had another moment at turn 2 again. Coral sets the fastest lap with a 1:15.1. He's currently about 3.3 seconds behind Tom. And running wide there's Trova. That might open the door for Sparty to get through. And he does. So now Sparty's up into 9th. Yeah, give me a second, Blockman. I saw on the Discord he needed another invite. Meanwhile, Sparty gets through. He's back up into 8th place. Alright, I'm going to try this again. There you go. Try now. There you go. Blockman now has joined. Good. Yeah, it has been a big F for the Ferrari. I'm assuming Bags is talking about harm assist. Well, the other Ferrari's not doing too bad, at least, I guess. Ball now gets overtaken by Phil, still on the soft tire, as I mentioned before. So he's going to have to try everything he can to make this strategy work. He might pray for a safety car is what he's doing. Meanwhile, at the front, though, 2.5 seconds the margin between Coral and Tom. I think, really, in this situation, I feel like Tom might be in the driver's seat for it. Those tires will last longer, well, last better in a longer distance than what Coral will be doing. Yeah, Tom can easily go to the end. Coral, though, will be a bit iffy, I'd say. Meanwhile, Honeybee, not quite close enough to overtake Travah to turn 4, but he might try at turn 5. Oh, that's a bit of a squeeze from Travah. A Cephaline sets the fast lap of the race. He's down in 18th place. Up towards now turn 10. Black Ball goes into the pits. So he'll go in. Wonder what he'll do, actually. Will he go on to a set of softs, or will he try to go the mediums to the end? If he goes to the mediums to the end, he'll definitely make it. Soft tires for him, okay. So he's definitely going to try to do about 14 odd laps, or ish laps, I should say. Honeybee side by side with Travah. Oh, as Honeybee nearly loses it at turn 2. Way too much curb. He's lost a significant amount of time to Travah. And the gaps are now starting to spread out just a little bit here. Got this little battle here, 10th place, Miles and Lil Mick. Miles should be able to get Lil Mick here for sure. Considering that Lil Mick is on 19 lap old mediums. He literally has little to no grip left. Out of the final corner now, down the out of turn 9, down the back straight. Oh dear. Tries to get by into turn 10. Alpha goes wide. Well, that's obviously because of the grip. I don't know why I said the final core there being turn 9. That's the final core right there. Where he's coming to. Now Lil Mick goes to the pits. To get off of those tires. And Jay will try to close up on harm assist. The two that were in the top 5, the pole sitter and the driver, I think that started, what was it, third, I think it was? Ah, for goodness sake, I can't remember what it was. This one here. He started in 4th. Sorry, I thought it was 3rd. Yep, 1st and 4th are now 13th and 14th. As Honey B overtakes Travah. Can Travah fight back? The answer is no. He has to sit behind. Actually, I'll get rid of the telemetry as well. While I'm at it. Up towards turn 10. Not quite close enough. I'm honestly amazed we haven't had a safety car yet in this race. The only thing we've had is a virtual safety car. As Jared gets by harm assist after that move at turn 10. Fair enough, since he's on 19 lap old hards. And Bola now was trying to get a move on as well. He'll try to get by Miles Strike. Should do so with ease. Travah overtakes Honey B down the main straight. And Black Bola now overtakes the other Mercedes. Up towards turn 4. Honeybee trying to fight back. He does so into turn 4. Gets that move done. Runs a little bit wide though at the exit of turn 5. Still got the Merc behind him here as they up towards turn 7 and 8. Now to the crest of turn 9. Running a bit wide because of the dirty air coming from the car in front. Also keep my eyes on the gap of the top 2. Right now it is 1.4. Army though has closed up on Sergeant Bill. I have noticed. In fact, I think he might line up a move on him and just... No? Actually no, they just got through turn 1. I take that back. Here comes Trevor. Hard defending from Honeybee, but nothing he can do in that situation. Now the Merc gets back in front of him. He's now up to 9th place. Honeybee down to 10th. Look how close that Aston is on the back of that Merc. Covers the inside, but leaves the door open and through goes. Oh, and hits the wall too in the process. Trevor defending hard on the inside. Spins down, lights up the tires, and hits the wall. I don't know if he got damage from that little spin. Let me look at the end plates. No, he's got no damage, I don't think. It looked like he hit the wall, I think. And if he did, he probably didn't hit it that hard, I'm gonna guess. And Army says goodbye to Sergeant Bill. He's now up to 4th. And Goral's actually now within DRS touch of Tom. So the battle for the lead now will be brewing here. Yeah, finally we get to see these two now close to get together here. Up and over the crest of turn 9. Tom trying to keep Coral at bay as best he can. It's a little mix, that's the fastest lap. 1:14.599. What is the Williams going to do here? Will he have enough grip at the end of the race? Found the final corner now. Back onto the main straightaway. He'll get close to the Alpha, but he won't be close enough to do any sort of overtake. Actually, he just purposely lifts as well. As Phil now goes back in to the pit lane. Blotman is now closing in on Sparty after him losing so much ground after disconnecting from the session earlier in the race. Up towards turn 1. Can't do anything through there. Has to sit behind the Ferrari. Phil will come out behind Honeybee. He is now on a fresh set of medium compound tires. Has he used a bulky set? No, I don't think so. Trevor is retired from the session that's in the pit lane. He becomes our first genuine retirement. Thomas is also in the pits with soft tires. Blotman closing in on the Ferrari. Up towards turn 10. Now into turn 12. Gap is about 6.5 tenths. He does have some battery to use. Bit of a wiggle I noticed there. Can he get the move done on the Ferrari? That Ferrari had a really good exit on the final corner, it seemed. He just pulled away from the straight. Look at that. The dude pulled away about a few hundredths down the main straightaway. Bola now moves through ahead of Honeybee. He now moves up to 9th. Professor Phil overtook him, I guess, a little bit ago as well. His next target will be Take Her Easy. Up towards turn 5. Not close enough to do anything there. How's the top 2 looking here? 6.5 tenths is the margin between Tom and Coral. Tom trying to do everything he can to keep Coral at bay. Closing in, not by enough. As Phil overtakes Take Her Easy. That's before turn 10. See if he can try to catch up to Blotman. The gap right now between him and Blotman is 5.1 seconds. On a fresh set of meters, I would expect him to do so, but also Blotman is a pretty quick driver as well. He is still keeping up with Sparty at bay on in the Ferrari, in that AlphaTauri. Also, I mentioned before, the AlphaTauri in this game is the worst car on the grid performance-wise. Ferrari is like second best. Walking up a little bit there from Blotman. Armistice, that's the fastest lap of the race. With 1:14.3. Coral's been stuck behind Tom with DRS, but he just cannot do anything, it seems. That Alpha must have some straight line speed. Yellow's out. What was that for? There's someone stranded on the track. Is that... Oh, that's a Quito. That's who spun. I was trying to see who it was. I mean, like, I didn't see positions change, and then I noticed there was Laquito that was stopped stationary there at turn 12. He also was in the top 5, and he's in last. Well, there you go. Coral, not close enough to do anything here. He's got about 4.25 lap to go to try to do anything on Tom. But really, though, those mediums are going to be crying at the end of the race. Tom's going to have the big-time competitive advantage with those hard tires. Unless Coral proves me wrong. He's closing in. Not by enough, though. Yeah, he just can't do anything there. It's a turn 1. Sergeant Bill, though, lined up a move on Solid Harmony down the main straight. Lots and lots of gaps here in this race. Oh, he's going for it here. Bill to the inside as Blotman gets a penalty for multiple warning. He must have ran wide at the final corner. As Bill does go through, he's up into 3rd. Probably shouldn't have cut there if I'm totally fair on myself. And that's something that Blotman didn't need. Keep our eyes on the battle for the lead right now. Gap half a second. I feel like I'm a broken record just saying the same gaps over and over again between these two. Coral, though, does look closer in this occasion. And he lifts. He purposely does it, actually. You heard him lift just before the entry to the corner. Tom, though, in fairness, does have some battery to play with, so he's not really in a bad situation, in fairness to him. As Harmony now moves back into 3rd, ahead of Sergeant Bill. Blotman losing a bit of time to Sparty, and Professor Phil is closing in on him too. As Ball goes ahead into 8th. I think that should cement his position for now, where he is, unless Take Her Easy will have a response. Doesn't come in. Doesn't go to the inside, I should say. Stays behind. Alright. 2 more laps to go in this race between Coral and Tom. There will be no safety cars from this point forward, of course, as we got 2 more laps left. Coral not close enough to do anything here into turn 1. He's got all the battery I think he needs. He's got 84%. Tom, though, I think has enough to at least try to defend. Yellow flag's out. Blotman has spun. Blotman has spun at turn 12. He's down now to 10th. Oh dear, well it seems like it's not been so great for him, and he goes off the road in the process. That just really sums up his day for Blotman. Alright, battle for the lead. Can Coral have enough tires to get close to Tom? He's got buried in use, but will he have the grip to at least get close enough to make a move? And Tom just needs to keep his head cool. Looks like a good exit there from Tom. He needs a good exit out of the final corner. He does a little bit, but the gap's half a second, and the battery is now being used from Coral. Closing in on Tom. Tom defends the inside into turn 1. Can he get him on the last lap around the outside? Into turn 1 and turn 2. Coral gets in front. He's now into the race lead. The battle, though, is not over yet. 2/10 the margin between the top 2. As Sergeant Bill overtakes Style Harmony. That's a turn 1, I think he did that at. Up towards turn 5. Oh, he run wide. Tom's run wide. Well, I think that's it. That's it. He is completely shafted there at turn 5. That sealed it, I think, there for Cole to win this race. Bullet, Take Her Easy side by side. Take Her Easy gets in front. There was also some moves there in the midfield as well. Can Style Harmony, though, get the podium at turn 10. He's got a couple of opportunities to go. The leaders are making their way towards the final 2 turns. He's not close enough, but meanwhile, at the front, Coral, though, on the final lap, will take the victory here at Barcelona. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Tom claims 2nd after leading for the majority of the race. Just lost it on the last lap. Sergeant Bill will hang on for 3rd. As more yellow flags are out in Sector 2. For what, I don't know. Bill 3rd. Harmony 4th. Oh, that's for Ball. That explains it. He's down to 11th. Is he out of fuel? He's out to fuel. Oh, dear. Well, there you go. He's out to fuel. That explains a lot. Phil 4th. Sparty 5th. I don't think I would have ever seen that, to be honest. Take Her Easy 7th. JM, good recovery after all the stuff that happened on the first lap. Recovers to 8th place. Honeybee in 9th. Blotman in 10th. And Lil Mick will get Black Ball at the line to finish 11th. Baller finishes 12th. Miles in 13th. And then Harmesis at 14th. Sir 15th. Sparty given driver of the day. Well, there you go. After finishing 5th after starting at 13th place, getting 8 spots on the opening lap, on the race itself. And there's your race winners. It is Coral and the Williams taking the victory here in Barcelona. Tom did all he could on the last lap, just couldn't hang on turns 1 and 2, and then lost his momentum after that at turn 5 with a bit of a lockup. And Sergeant Bill gained third. Well done to him. Man, the gaps were quite enormous in this race, weren't they? There you go. That's your end result. Coral wins. Tom second. Sergeant Bill in third. Harmony fourth. Professor Phil in fifth. Sparty sixth. Take Her Easy seventh. JM in 8th, Honeybee 9th, Blockman 10th, Lil Mig 11th, Black Ball at 12th, Harmistus 13th, Surf 14th, Miles Strike 15th, Craig 16th, Sublime 17th, Liquido 18th, and then Trevor and Grapner were the last of everybody. Oh. And that lasted almost 2 hours, exactly what I predicted. Says the stream has been going for about an hour and 56 minutes. Finally it's over though. But yeah, since these guys are on PlayStation, I can't necessarily interview them. So I'll be also, I don't think I'm in the mood to interview everybody after this. Not really just because the racing wasn't too bad. It was just, yeah, it's just been a long session. But yeah, I think that will be it for this realistic series, or Formula Performance as it's called. Oh. Yeah, now congratulations to Coral. First win of the season here. And yeah, Tom finishing second. He tried everything he could, but yeah, just the final lap he couldn't hold them off. And yeah, Sergeant Bill though getting third. Well done to him as well. And yeah, I think with that, we'll wrap up the stream. Where are we racing next time? Where's the calendar? Here it is. Next race is at... oh, Canada. Oh, great. That's cool. Funny enough, I just did Canada last week. Yeah, Tuesday though we got those series going on as well, and also the American series. That'll be now just back to being one tier again. Couldn't get enough for 2, but that's all right. Still have that going. But yeah, we'll catch you then, and also just tune in for the Pacific Series side of things for tiers. I think it's tiers 1 and 2. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good night, and we will see you next time at the Circuit de Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix. Till then, it is goodbye.